Now, I would like to take this time to talk to everyone about a certain mobile game. The specific game has been in my life for more than I thought it would. I'm talking about
Dragon
Dragon Ball
Ball
Z
Z
Dokkan
Dokkan
Battle.
Battle. All right, let's get this started.
Goku.
Shut the fuck up! Hey!
As this game hits its 10th anniversary 3 weeks ago, I want to take some time to reflect on my history with the game and some of the, well, let's just say you had to be there moments. I'm doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because Goku told me to.
To understand what this game is, I have to explain what a gacha game is, and how I fell into the trap. A gacha game, better known as a gachapon from Japan, is an arcade type vending machine game where you can pay some yen to crank the handle and get a little toy.
Hey, what's this?
Sometimes the machine claims to have an extremely rare toy in there, so you spend more yen to get this toy. Inevitably, you get the rare toy or you go in debt. I guess you need to take out another bank loan. Now, despite the irony, I think people who play gacha games are absolute fucking losers. You need to play an actual game for once. But I play this. Listen, man, my gacha game has Goku in it. Does yours? Yeah, that's what I thought. Considering that people, not all, but some, probably started playing around late 2020, 2019, I want to give you a point of view from someone who played around 2015 to an extent.
2015, I was 12 around that time, and I was considered a broke boy. I had no money to buy new games for my Xbox 360. And when you have no money to buy new games for your system, you can only rely on one place, the Google Play Store. Especially if you went to school and you had a free period to study or relax. But oops, all the computers were occupied. Now your only options are to catch up on work or talk with your friends or draw. Problem is, I didn't have that artistic muse. Not back then, at least. I was always ahead of my work, and sometimes my friends were either absent or were talking with someone else. Yeah, I wasn't that popular, go figure. So the only thing that was left for me was using my phone and playing games just to help pass the time. One of the games I remember getting, it's the title of the video, and man, oh, I played that game and I did not know what was happening, so I deleted it. That's the story. Okay, there's more to it. Yeah, when I first started, I didn't know what the point was, nor did I find it interesting at the time, so I stopped. Some time passed, I'm guessing around 2016, early or late year, whatever. I'm in school again, bumming off the school's Wi-Fi because I didn't actually have a phone with a data plan on it at all. And no, I relied on my parents' phone. Basically, old phones that they didn't care for or they just didn't bother using. So I just used that, man. Anyway, in school, I'm just chilling with the bros. One of them was also a big Dragon Ball fan, if you couldn't tell. He told me about Dokkan Battle. And I told him, oh yeah, I played that. I didn't know what was happening, and so I just left it alone. He basically told me to just jump right back into it, and so I did. Dude, back then, anime was considered nerd culture and shit, man. You watched it, you considered a nerd. He wasn't really that popular and shit, man. Dude, we had it so damn good back then, and we took it all for granted. You have no idea. After getting back into the game, I don't know if I made a new account, if I used the same one, but now I was committed. Back then, I used to go by the Dokkan account name, Big Dick Mick. Now, I have to come clean. I need to be honest about something. I'm breaking my silence. I lied. My name is not Mick. In real life or otherwise, sorry to disappoint.
Now, I've been talking about the game itself while trying my best to not show any footage of the gameplay. So this game better be crazy. This better be next level. This game costs gigabytes, with the current version as massive as 18.80 gigabytes. So, What does the gameplay of Dokkan Battle look like?
Such a dumbass!
Well, I think I got scammed here, yeah. I only counted 9 Gokus. I was promised 9 billion.
Yeah, the gameplay consists of tapping on bubbles and the character doesn't attack. It's as simple as it is. So why was I going crazy over this? I think the gameplay is just simple and rewarding in a way. Now, if you look at the screen asking what the hell is anything, I'll try to explain the most difficult one. The colors and the letters mean something, and I'm going to go in order. Yellow is PHY, short for physical. Purple is INT, short for intelligence. Green, TEQ, is technique. Blue, AGL, is agility. And red is STR, strength. Each corresponding color can damage the color that comes after it in the wheel. Super types are the good guys. Extreme types, they're the bad guys. There's different rarity types in this game as well. There's N being normal, R being rare, SR being super rare, SSR being super rare, UR being ultra rare, and LR is legendary rare. But at the time of playing global, we didn't get the LR Goku yet, so I won't speak on it.
With the basics out the way, let's talk about a major event I was actually a part of. On October 27th of 2016, there was a special collab with Dokkan Battle, another Toei property known as One Piece. This collaboration campaign had it so Dokkan players could fight against Do Flamingo and get a special Goku unit in return. Some people say you couldn't gotten Do Flamingo himself, but no. It's just the Bye Guys Goku. And I'm happy to report I have him, so my account is now worth $9 billion. I got to tell you, back then you were fighting for your life in Dokkan Battle. Newcomers today have a chance to catch up, but 2016, suffering.
Now, to understand why there's such a difficulty spike way back then, we have to look at one of Dokkan's features that's now rendered obsolete, but it was a bane for newbies at the time. This is called Team Cost. Now, let's say when you pull the unit, whether it be a SR or SSR, they'd have a value to them known as Team Cost. Basically, the amount of points they were worth to be put on the team. This system was annoying back then, considering that some units would have a high team cost, forcing you to make the decision to craft a team with a couple SSRs and just a few SRs for the rest, and you couldn't go over the limit. You weren't allowed to access any of the events until that specific unit was removed. Okay, so just remove it, alright? It'll be fine, right? No, because even though you have a total of 5 members instead of 6, plus the friend support, I'll talk about that later, the game would automatically assign you a Cyberman to your team. A unit that was a normal, didn't link with anyone, and had dog shit defense and dog shit damage. Your best hope is that it wasn't on the attacking turn, or if it was, you best put it in the back so it doesn't take any damage from the high level enemy that you're fighting. Thanks, Dokkan, for forcing us to be restricted to a goddamn team value, a certain team value. Not only that, if it didn't fit, you just give us a random ass Cyberman, which also didn't fit. Now, like I said, this feature has been retconned and it doesn't affect the game anymore, so I'm just angry at the past.
Now back to the friend system. It's a system where you can use random people's units of their choosing, of course, in battle to aid and boost your support. So it was way better to not awaken SSRs. 1 second. The awakening system is a way to strengthen your characters, and when you awaken a character, guess what? The cost goes up. So most people's boxes look like this. It was dark times. Now, considering that this is a gacha game, money is the primary incentive. So how can Dokkan Battle make money to keep this game running? Well, shit.
That's right, Dokkan has an economy. Now, Dragon Stones are in-game currency used for summoning characters on banners. Now, like gachapons, the chances of getting the character you actually want is slim to unlikely. 5 Dragon Stones for a single summon, and 50. You heard me, 50 for a multi-summon, so that's like Each character is worth 5 stones. Can you get 10 characters in the pool? I guess that's fair. Now there are 2 methods of obtaining dragon stones. The most obvious, opening up your wallet, going in debt because you want to pull a Super Saiyan Trunks because it was new. However, upon battle, you realize that this motherfucker sucks and you wasted all of your stones and all of your money. Now the second method, surprise, you can actually play the game and get dragon stones to summon. However, the issue occurs when you're underpowered to do the events to give out the massive amount. And like I said, these dragon stones are an economy. To get a second chance in a difficult event if you die, to replenish your stamina, because yes, you need stamina to actually do the events, and to increase your character roster. Yeah, you heard me. So that way you can add more characters, because yes, if you are over your character limit, you cannot do events. Even though you want the dragon stones to pull on more banners, you'll find yourself using them for anything else, just to get by. Just to get by. After scrounging up enough stones to hit the banner, and finally getting that featured unit, after you sacrifice your friends, your family, worst of all, your dignity, in ways you don't want to imagine, you did it. Now here comes another tedious task. It's called farming. Now, in Dokkan terms, when you get a UR, you can actually Dokkan awaken them into a TUR. In other words, that just means a transcendent ultra rare. Now, here's the problem when it comes to awakening. Not LRs, because they usually have a mix of awakening metals, so it's not that annoying. It is, but we'll get to that later. You have to do events to get the specific awakening metals, not story events, because usually it's not that costly. Look, just the unit you pulled from the banner. Now each respective character will get their own exclusive event to get the required medals. Now in order to Dokkan awaken a UR to a TUR, you have to gather a total of 77 medals. Now, let's say you don't do it on the hardest difficulty, which is super. Let's say you do it on the hard. How many medals do you get when you do it on hard? The highest being 6, the lowest being 2. And yes, it's random every time.
Happy grinding, assholes.
Now let's just say outright you do the event on super difficulty, which is the hardest one. You're going to get a total of 7, guaranteed 7 awakening medals. But you have to play it 11 times. It should have gone without saying. This game does not value our time. You may think the easiest way is just to open up your wallet, get more dragon stones to pull 1 banners, right? No, because let me tell you something. If someone, I don't know who's complaining, but if someone is complaining about the summoning system now and saying it's a problem now, I don't know who would be saying this, then they would not survive 2016 to 2015. So let's just say now, you know how now you would go to summon on a banner? The game tells you you're going to get a guaranteed SSR after you pull a multi-summon. Now, it doesn't have to be a good one. It doesn't have to be anything recent. It's just an SSR, which is better than nothing. Even then, now we have a pity system, so if you spend a certain amount of dragon stones and still got shafted, you can use these coins to buy the character that you wanted from the banner, which is genius. With that in mind, you think they were considerate back then? No. A good example of this would be the first anniversary back in 2016 with Gogeta, Janemba, and all that. The Gogeta banner is notorious itself because the devs decided to lower the rates for players to be able to pull Gogeta from said banner. Worst of all, you couldn't even get an SSR if you tried. Most summoning results were rares or super rares. They did not care about us at all. Even if money was spent, it didn't help your odds. Off to the shaft mines you go. Were there any positives? Yeah. Well, I actually had some luck because I knew a method. I'll explain the method. Listen. Basically, when you're summoning, right, you want to touch a certain spot on Goku's hands when he's performing the Kamehameha wave. You want to touch a certain spot on his hands. You do that, and then you pull it off. You'll get a guaranteed SSR every time after doing that trick. Now, did it actually work? No. The summoning system is just based off RNG. But I like to say, with the power of delusions, I believe it worked. Or you can do another method, have someone summon for you. I mean, I remember back in middle school when physical Vegito Blue dropped, and I had a friend, the same one who got me back into Dokkan. I told him, hey, see if your luck's any good and summon on the banner, and he did. And what do you know? He actually pulled that Vegito. Now I remember there being some hilarious whole discourse back then, because it was like, oh, it's his unit because he pulled it with his luck, even though it's on my account, my phone, so it's my Vegito unit. So that was the only thing I had to worry about back then. Although it fucking sucks, man. Just take me back. I don't want to worry about these bills and all this front. I just want to go back to the days where all I had to worry about was getting Vegito on Dokkan Battle. That's all I had to care about, man. Fuck this.
Well, what else was a you had to be there moment? In 1980, Akira Toriyama created a manga series known as Dr. Slump. It stars a robot girl named Aurelie who has the powers of a gag manga character. In other words, she solos Beerus' verse, Zeno's verse, Grand Priest's verse, and even the entirety of Marvel and DC. I don't make the rules, it's just facts. Well, now that you're caught up, on May 11th, 2017, Dokkan Battle decided to have a collaboration with Dr. Slump. You could have summoned for the exclusive characters on the banner, and even Dokkan Awaken Aurelie by doing her Dokkan event. Good luck with that. Unfortunately, this banner and the event has never made a return to the game. The only way for you to get the unit and have it Dokkan Awakened, you simply just had to be there. As for me, I was there. I was underpowered and I got soloed by the gag manga character. So all I have is the free units that was given to everyone who logged in. Now my account is worth $9,001,000,000.
Now it's getting a bit fuzzy up here, so I don't know the in-betweens, but I can try to list off some of the antics that I do remember. Basically, like another collab with Dragon Ball Fusion. Remember that game? Yeah, me neither. I remember looking at the banner with envy because Karoli was so fucking cool looking. And yeah, I didn't pull him upon release. It's a running theme. It's a running theme you see here. I did eventually pull him in the future, and I never Dokkan Awakened him because I forgot to. I decided to try my hand back at the first LR Goku event, you know, the one, the Everlasting Warrior. I did not survive long because back then, not only did I have to worry about team cost, I had to worry about a certain restriction. Now, this one was different because he wasn't a summonable LR. He was actually a free-to-play LR. The problem is, it was a prime battle, and prime battles are specific because you can only complete the event by using characters you obtained from story modes or events. Summonable characters are not allowed. So you can already tell, back then, I got my ass handed to me because I was unprepared and underpowered. To make matters even worse, you needed a total of 777, you heard me, 777 awakening medals to get them to an LR state.
Happy?
This was before the current system now, which is aged meat. Basically, it's a way for you to replenish your stamina without using Dragon Stones. And then there was the boost system. The boost system doubled the amount of rewards you can get by playing the event normally. In this event's defense, they did give out at least 20 so awakening medals around there. So the grind was less tedious, but it's still tedious. My first ever LR at all was LR Intelligence Piccolo. I remember this guy because he was a World Tournament exclusive. So basically, wait a minute.
The World Tournament sounds exactly as it is. A World Tournament with real players. The whole point was you play to get a better score. The better your score, the more rewards you get. It's basically a biannually or every 3 to 4 months event. Piccolo was the first character I LR'd, so he holds a special spot right next to LR Hercule. I was Dokkan poor back then, bro, leave me alone.
About getting shafted. Let me tell you the tale about this little fuck right here. Now, back then, 8th anniversary it was, during the worldwide celebration, there was a new Vegito unit coming out. A new LR Vegito Blue, by the Blue Duos. The problem with that was, when I went to summon on said banner, the amount of Dragon Stones I wasted on that fucking banner for that one fucking unit, let's just say it drove me properly insane. How insane? I managed to pull this unit after wasting about 1,000 stones or so. And while I did all that, I also managed to rainbow LR Physical Gohan. And that, let's go back to that one, because that piece of shit. Now, back when Ultimate Gohan and Orange Piccolo hit the scene, when Ultimate Gohan was supposed to be Beast Gohan, but now he was known as Fraud Gohan. I'm not going to get into that. I tried to pull for that unit, and guess what? I got shafted again. So much so, I just outright forgot about it until fast forward, and I have him now rainbowed. This game has a wild sense of humor when it comes to the RNG, because the characters you want at the time of their release, you never get them. Then months goes by, a year goes by, and then there's another banner out, you go for the new units, and before you know it, the character that you wanted before and now you don't care for, you got them now. Even worse, you got them in the like rainbowed state to the point like, where was that luck back then? I don't want this piece of shit now, and you're giving them to me. Not only that, rainbowed no less. And that brings me to the Super Saiyan Namek duo, Goku and Vegeta, from the Worldwide Celebration Part 2 with Metal Cooler. I originally wanted this unit so badly upon release. I got shafted up the ass. And then you fast forward and I get him. Now here's the problem with that. Back then I didn't realize what I wanted until I heard the fact that this unit right here actually sucks dick in every way imaginable. So basically I dodged the bullet. You fast forward a couple years later, and now here I have him, rainbowed no less. Great, so not only did I get a piece of shit that I want before that I don't care for anymore, I now have them rainbowed, and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? To make matters even worse, I have a copy. I lease a couple copies. And to make it worse, I can't sell them to the barber shop because I reached my fucking trade limit. I fucking hate you.
This nigga is trash.
I'm sure the average normal person is looking at this and is baffled that I could enjoy such a game, such generic gacha game slop. Shut up. When I was younger, this was my shit, alright? I flipped my shit because one time I was playing this on my aunt's phone. I was losing my mind because AGL, Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken Goku did 1 million on a super attack. 1 million. I was going crazy over that. If only I knew. Besides the fact that this game is a neat little time waster with Goku in it, I must say, while in the beginning it was meh, the game, it got better over time. One of the best improvements was something that was heavily needed: the super attack animations. I am happy to report that the animations do go hard when they're not traced over existing animations from the show, or they just copy and paste it from one character to another. Besides that, but when the game has the original character and they need an original animation set, it's like the most craziest shit you've ever seen. One of my favorites being LR AGL Vegito Blue super attack animations and his ultra attack animations. Yes, the Saiyans have no limits besides sucking ass after turn 5. We're gonna get to that never. But even though the unit itself sucks, when Blue Duo fuse, It's amazing. But besides that, the new units, the AGL LR Gogeta and the Tech LR Vegito, the new one, their animations, they just fucking slap. They're fire by a mile, all the way to fucking fire. Now, if it isn't obvious enough, I'm a music man. So when I tell you that the music for a gacha game, goes hard, you at least have to listen to the soundtrack, or at least pick up the soundtrack on CD, which is something I need to do. And if you think I'm just exaggerating, you know, the music you've been listening to throughout the video, all these songs come from that specific game itself. Yeah, just go pick up the CD. It's not that expensive. Now, it really just makes you think. They went so hard for a gacha game, no less. Like, this is not the effort a gacha game deserves. Yet, they pulled no punches, no stops, none of that. They fucking cooked. They cooked. And now, after hearing some of this fire-ass music, I really need to get my hand on that soundtrack. Now, I think I talked about this game enough. Well, not enough, but enough for me personally. If you were expecting an in-depth retrospective of this game, I'm sorry, I'm not the one for that. I'm pretty sure there's something else or someone else who did that exact same job way better than me. Now, I'm just here to share my personal experience with this game that I've been playing for 10 years. Technically 9, but I was there since day one. I just deleted it, but I was there since day one, so 10, but realistically 9, but technically 10. Ironically, I told myself like around 2024, like early 2024, I was going to stop the game entirely. But then I saw the 9th anniversary units and said, I guess I can play again. Just until I can get them and I can just stop entirely. However, the unfortunate death of Akira Toriyama has depressed me, so instead of leaving the game, I decided I might as well just keep playing. And honestly, I think at this point, I think I can officially make my leave after the 10th anniversary concludes. But man, I've been playing this game for damn near 10 years. That's insane. Crazy to think, because around 2015 I dropped it because I didn't understand it. Now I understand damn near everything, for the most part. I say this, but at the same time, I kind of want to stay. Dragon Ball Daima has been going insane. I'm not going to spoil much of anything, but that anime has given us at least 3 years of Dokkan content, which is crazy to think. Not to mention, whenever Dragon Ball Super gets animated, that's going to be 5 more years of content on top of that. So I think I can step away for like the time being until something new or something hype happens. I think that's fine with me. The game has changed like so much from the first anniversary. Like at the surface, yeah, it's recognizable, but it's not the same. It's not what it used to be. And ironically, I kind of yearn for just a way for me to go back and play the old version just to see what it was like, to see how far we've came. And it's just, now I'm not trying to sound like an emotional loser or have this be cringe as it may be. Yeah, this game means a lot to me. It's been around for longer than I thought it would. Now inevitably it's gonna hit an end of service and we're gonna get an end of service campaign, but until then I just want to enjoy the animations, the music, hell, sometimes the gambling, just not with real money. Dragonstones is fine, but then the moment you start opening your wallet, it's a mess. I don't want to talk. I look forward to see what this game has to offer. Hell, by the looks of it, it's only going to get started. It's only going to get more crazier. Either way, yeah, that's the video, and here's to 10 years of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. What the fuck is all this?